Section 12 of To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Part 3, The Lighthouse. Chapter 1. What does it mean then? What can it all mean? Lily Briscoe asked herself, wondering whether, since she had been left alone, it behoved her to go to the kitchen to fetch another cup of coffee or wait here. What does it mean? A catchword that was, caught up from some book, fitting her thought loosely, for she could not, this first morning with the Ramsays, contract her feelings, could only make a phrase resound to cover the blankness of her mind until these vapours had shrunk. For really, what did she feel, come back after all these years and Mrs. Ramsay dead? Nothing that she could express at all. She had come late last night, when it was all mysterious, dark. Now she was awake, at her old place at the breakfast table, but alone. It was very early too, not yet 8. There was this expedition. They were going to the lighthouse, Mr. Ramsay, Cam and James. They should have gone already. They had to catch the tide or something. And Cam was not ready, and James was not ready, and Nancy had forgotten to order the sandwiches, and Mr. Ramsay had lost his temper and banged out of the room. "What's the use of going now?" he had stormed. Nancy had vanished. There he was, marching up and down the terrace in a rage. One seemed to hear doors slamming and voices calling all over the house. Now Nancy burst in and asked, looking round the room, in a queer, half-dazed, half-desperate way, "What does one send to the lighthouse?" As if she were forcing herself to do what she despaired of ever being able to do. What does one send to the lighthouse indeed? At any other time, Lily could have suggested reasonably tea, tobacco, newspapers. But this morning everything seemed so extraordinarily queer that a question like Nancy's, "What does one send to the lighthouse?" opened doors in one's mind that went banging and swinging to and fro, and made one keep asking, in a stupefied gape, what does one send? What does one do? Why is one sitting here after all? Sitting alone, for Nancy went out again, among the clean cups at the long table, she felt cut off from other people, and able only to go on watching, asking, wondering. The house, the place, the morning, all seemed strangers to her. She had no attachment here, she felt, no relations with it. Anything might happen, and whatever did happen, a step outside, a voice calling, "It's not in the cupboard, it's on the landing," someone cried, was a question, as if the link that usually bound things together had been cut, and they floated up here, down there, off anyhow. How aimless it was, how chaotic, how unreal it was, she thought, looking at her empty coffee cup. Mrs. Ramsay dead. Andrew killed. Prue dead too. Repeat it as she might, it roused no feeling in her. "And we all get together in a house like this on a morning like this," she said, looking out of the window. It was a beautiful still day.